Ryan, great to talk to you today.
Talk to you as well.
I love this show. This is such a great show. And for those who haven't seen it, your character, Frances, she is this daughter of this guy who's this investigative journalist. But there are times this season where we've really kind of seen her be his partner almost.
Yeah,
How much do you think she's kind of getting drawn in by that and maybe finding it a little exciting?
I think it is very exciting. She kind of gets sucked in, and maybe when you're in, you don't really want to get out. We'll see what happens, hopefully in season two. But I think she is inspired by her dad, as interesting as he is, and they just shared the same love for finding the truth, and to getting to the bottom of things.
I felt it, it's pretty notable. She's the only character that he's had wear the hat a couple of times this season. So.
Yeah. It's really, I like it. I feel like a cowboy.
It's okay, Dad. I know you went to jail. Mom told me.
What, she told you that?
All I overheard her talking to Johnny.
Great. She told Johnny that.
She said it was a week.
Yeah, it was 4 days, all right, and a morning.
Okay, she didn't say what you did.
What was it like for you to establish that on-screen rapport with Ethan? Because it is such a great and different father-daughter relationship they have. Did you kind of find yourself figuring that out pretty easily, the two of you?
It's definitely unique, and I would even say it was just even building, as we went on filming. It just kept getting even more detailed almost, and just bigger, and just so like just different. And I've never quite seen anything like it before, but she's put into this interesting place as a teenager where she's looking after her dad, and it must be hard for her. But then they go on this amazing journey and they get even closer, and it gets really exciting, not to spoil anything.
Yeah, there are these moments where she does have to be the adult in the room.
Yes.
A great scene is when she points out he should probably cover up all of his bruises, and then
Yeah.
she gives him the makeup. Is this something you just feel like she's kind of maybe gone through a lot of different iterations of at this point, so she does kind of understand this is her dad?
Yeah, well, that was actually one of my favorite scenes, the makeup scenes, because I just think almost there's the symbolism of it, of her looking after him and her, nurturing him and doing his makeup, which is really sweet. And I also think that every daughter does her dad's makeup in once in their life. But it's really, that was one of my favorite scenes, and just working with him, he's just such a great actor. It makes my job so much easier.
The third episode is sort of a great spotlight episode for you and for Frances, and she is kind of out in the field the most in that one. What was that like shooting and kind of getting to do all those scenes, with running around with the books? You have a lot of great stuff with Michael Hitchcock in that episode.
Yes, I'm a big, big fan of Michael. I love Michael so much, and I love their relationship. It's so quirky and different. But it was funny because all of the boat stuff and that episode, it was our first week of filming the actual series after the pilot, and so I was kind of nervous. We're jumping straight into it and straight into pretty big scenes. And I'm happy with how they turned out, but it was fun, and I personally wasn't even expecting the journey that she goes on.
There is this awesome shot in that episode of the books burning and it's superimposed with you. And it's like, yeah, and I just, did you understand when they were shooting it? Did you guys talk about what that would look like? Was there anything different, just the process of shooting that, or was it just like, we're going to shoot you, we're going to add this later?
Yeah, it was that we were gonna shoot you and we're gonna add this later. That was what it was. It was quite, it's funny because fire kind of follows me around in my career. Um,
That's
so it really felt like a throwback to Firestarter. It was like this same exact shot and everything. I loved it. But anyway, it was fun, and it looks great. Turned out great.
I feel like we see this push pull with Lee, who, he loves his daughter and he loves to spend time with her. Sometimes, though, he's not the most responsible guy. And he is trying to be like, well, maybe I need to keep her a little safer. For her, though, does she just kind of want to push that aside, or is she also realizing this could get a little dangerous for me?
I think that it is hard, knowing like what's better for you, what is safer. But something I love about France is that she is up for a challenge, and we really do see that throughout the season. And yeah, you're gonna have to watch to see what she gets up to.
Sterling, because I was a big fan of Reservation Dogs as well, and his shows are so interesting because, and I think this one especially, it's like it can be funny one moment, and then it
Yeah.
can feel pretty dangerous, and then it can be emotional. What is it like working with him and sort of finding that mixture of tones and sometimes shifting tones pretty quickly?
Personally, I love that it's how he works, and it's just so amazing, and he is such a brilliant person in Reservation Dogs. He is just everything's so detailed, and I think I heard Ethan say once, what I find interesting is what Sterling finds interesting, because it's different, exactly what you said. But as an actor, I love the challenge of doing comedy and then something a little bit deeper, and darker. It was just such a great, and we had just had terrific writers and such a great story. We had such a good team and such a great collaborative process to make these scenes to come to life.
We obviously don't really see her school life or like what she's like with her friends. Do you think
Mhm.
about that, or do you think maybe she is sort of like a loner by design?
I think that she is kind of an outsider. I think that she's different. Uh, and I think Leah's different. I think her mom is also different. Samantha. Um, and I think with every teenager, sometimes you feel like you're the outsider. And different or not the normal stereotypical person, but I think no one actually is. And she's kind of going through that, and we see her kind of change as a person throughout the season. You even see it in her clothes, how it's changing, uh, and it's fun, and she's different, and just like me, like at the same time of filming that show, I think maybe a few months before, I like just went through a phase where I wouldn't brush my hair, and it was just like a teenager thing, and she's going through that exact thing.
You guys, obviously film on location. Do you enjoy that? I mean, because, I'm sure you go into places you wouldn't imagine you would be checking out before and kind of get to really immerse yourself in a different location like that.
Yes, I love that we were on location. It was really such a treat because I'm not really used to being on location so much. Um, but I got to explore the beautiful Tulsa, and I think every all the locals watching the show will be able to point out, the classic places where everyone is like the gathering place. It's great. But yeah, I really fell in love with Tulsa filming this, and I hope all the locals will approve.
So I know better than to try to ask you anything plot wise about a certain
Mm.
Buffy related show. But I do have to reveal myself and say that usually on my shelf behind me is this VHS tape of the Buffy musical episode. So I'm going way back on this.
I love it. I love
Uh,
that so much. Great. Thank you for showing me.
oh, no problem. But yeah, I'm just curious for you. You get this role. It's so exciting. But what's it like for you to see? Because, you weren't alive when Buffy aired. And you can now, I'm sure, have heard a lot about people like me who generationally it impacted us so much. We were so into it. So what's it been like kind of interacting with them and seeing the excitement that's been around this project?
Well, I had seen actually a few episodes when I was younger because
Hmm.
my siblings who are older than me, they had watched it, so they would watch them, and then I would watch it, and then now I've of course been watching so much, and it's such a good show. But anyway, seeing how excited everyone is makes me really excited and me really happy, and I just feel so honored that I get to do this for the fans.
Sarah Michelle Gellar has posted some great videos of you, your wonderful video where you're finding out you got the role, which is so wonderfully emotional.
How do you feel about helping me save the world?
Good.
You want to be my chosen one? Will you stand by my side and save the world? Yeah.
But also, I'm just curious for you, what's it like getting to work with her, work out with her, as we've seen, and kind of getting to know her along the way?
She is such a legend. I can't really talk too much about Buffy, but I really just adore Sarah, and I feel so lucky that she just trusted me with this. This is her baby. So I I still can't believe I'm a part of it, to be honest. And I don't think I ever will. It's like it's still crazy to me, and I'm still just celebrating it.
Before we started our official interview, we were talking about all my figures behind me on my shelf,
Yeah.
and you already have an action figure of yourself. What is that like? How surreal is it to be handed an action figure of you?
Yeah, that was pretty it was pretty gnarly. I was like the first time I had ever seen an action figure of myself, I was just in the car and it was like it might have been like a prototype or and it was like a painted on figurine and it was really fancy. And I started crying. Like I didn't know how to react. It was just it's almost rewarding because you don't often get that from your shows and to have something physical of, that character and that person that you were. It was really sweet.
I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan, as you might guess, and I thought Skeleton Crew was just such a great show. It just sort of captured such a great energy. What was it like to see the reaction to that show?
Thank you. That's
You're
really
welcome.
sweet. I'm also a lifelong Star Wars fan. I would watch it with my dad all the time when I was younger. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite. But I'm still a huge fan, and to be a part of it was an absolute dream. I had actually said in an interview, um, 5 years before I did Skeleton Crew that I wanted to be a background character in Star Wars. So, that dream, I must have manifested it, but the dream came true.
I think the beauty of Star Wars is that anyone can return at any point. Would you be excited if at some point you get that call to see Fern again in some corner of that galaxy?
Of course, of course. I had such a great time filming Star Wars. It was crazy. I booked it when I was 11 and I shot it from 12 to 13. So I was changing a lot. Filming Skeleton Crew and I just, learned so much about myself and my emotion and yeah, I would totally go back in a heartbeat.
You mentioning, how, yeah, you shot that show and then, it was a while before it came out. Is that funny? You were, everything is, a lot of things are happening for you. You've been very busy, but at the same time, sometimes things are coming out that you might have shot a couple years ago. So is it
Yeah.
kind of a crazy whirlwind when you are sort of processing, okay, I'm filming this thing, but this thing's coming out, and then I'm sort of looking ahead to the next project?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, I would say. Like, as I said, I booked it when I was 11, just turning 12, and then it officially all came out when I was 14. So it was quite a jump. Uh, but it was also kind of nice because I get to watch it with like a fresh set of eyes, and you know, it's almost like someone else that I'm watching because I've changed so much since then. So I could just really enjoy it. Um, and yeah, I felt so happy to be a part of that amazing universe.
It's funny, I was just thinking about with Buffy that there is a rich tradition in TV or movies, but especially TV, I think, of casting older actors to play teens. But you are the exact age you're playing. Is that just, exciting for you? Because I'm sure you've seen that too. Like, oh, they might cast a 21-year-old to play the 15-year-old. So is it great to get to actually portray this age and really know you're living it in the moment?
Yeah, yeah, everything you just said. Um, it's funny because a few months before, during the strikes, I had gone to school. I hadn't gone into in-person school for 6 years, um, previously, and I did 3 months in a in-person high school, and just to experience it. And so when I work on an actual high school show, and this is before I even booked Buffy. Just so before I work on a high school show, I know what it's like, and so I can take my experiences and help my work. Um, and then Buffy happened, and now I get to experience everything almost a second time in high school.
That's awesome. I know we're running low on time, but I just wanted to go swooping back to the lowdown because this will
Yeah.
be posting after the seventh episode. So going into the finale, the seventh episode, you have a wonderful scene. You and Ethan standing outside the school when you kind of get real with him and kind of talk about how you see him. For a scene like that, what is sort of the process for you emotionally to kind of get there? Are you someone who prepares a lot, or you kind of just feel like, okay, I know my lines, let's do this?
Well, to me, you can prepare as much as you want. You can prep, and then on the day you kind of just have to let go, and see what happens, in the scene, and because even your environment that you're in might completely change your scene, and or what the other actor is giving you. But Ethan is just so fun to work with because you get so much in every take. It's just something completely new and almost reinvent it every time, and it's really exciting, lovely, lovely, and I love their relationship, and it's so cute and and sad, but I can't wait for you guys to watch it.
Very cool. Yeah, can't wait for the finale. The show has been so great. So been great watching it. Great talking to you today, Ryan.
Thank you. It was very, very good talking to you as well. And I also I keep looking at your figurines. They're so nice.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.